Steven Crowder talked about the Iranians risking it all. Let's take a look.
So prior to the opening match at the World Cup, Iran played England, and they actually did a little bit of protest.
Oh, yeah, the Iranians
refused to sing their own national anthem.
Good for them.
I can't get over it, dude. I actually cannot get over Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro openly celebrating this while simultaneously shitting all over Colin Kaepernick and any black athlete that has like protested the American government. It is so insane. It is quite literally, it's wild to me. Like, how is no one seeing this? How is not a single person going, wait a minute, like, this is a little hypocritical. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, they're all off at work from the box cutter factory.
Is everybody else doing it?
Hey, it looks like hijacker Andrew Tate.
Oh, he still hit him. He said he looks like a hijacker Andrew Tate. Like, he's saying, because like he's Iranian, you know, like he's a terrorist, like he's like a hijacker. That's cool. That's funny. That's really good, man.
They were all murdered.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing. We're joking, of course, but that actually takes balls for them to do that.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Because they are protesting the unjust murder. We'll get to that in a second.
Right, of the protesters.
Right, of the protesters. It takes a little bit more than the armband, right? It takes actual balls to do what they're doing.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. But unfortunately, though, you should note, this is the problem. Players don't have all that much power, right? It's the people in charge. It's the suits. And you've heard me talk about that.
Wait, that's so crazy. Wait a minute. What? Like, is he talking about, there's no way he's talking about this with respect to black athletes in America protesting police brutality. Am I right? There's no shot. That's so wild. Wait, hold on. I'm losing my mind right now. This can't be, this is crazy. This is like really? No, really? Like, he's going to do this?
Suits in the soccer league are not lined up with the players, and so the protest fell on deaf ears because FIFA brought in someone to pinch hit and sing the national anthem anyway.
God, their attempts at fucking humor is so awful.
Have been killed. Right, and so we've seen this happening all over the world. People are protesting this. Now, people are actually being killed, but it goes a little bit further than that. You're like, oh, okay, so people are being killed in the streets. That's bad enough. Well, when Parliament gets together, like the Iranian Parliament did, and basically says, yes, you need to execute the protesters, that's pretty bad. That's not just like the Ayatollah being crazy and going out and murdering people. That's all of Parliament being like, yeah, we totally, they should be killed.
And can I make a point there? Because I was raised in Canada where we have a parliamentary system. For all this talk about democracy dies in darkness. Well, if you understand what a parliamentary system is, there still is a component of democracy.
I like that he's still using this as an opportunity to shit on just the concept of democracy. That's crazy. Like, he took the opportunity to be like, you know, Iran, which is a beacon of democratic progress, is once again democratically trying to get all the protests to be executed. That's crazy. Not that it matters, obviously, because like there's a range of punishments that they were voting on, including but not limited to execution. Still doesn't matter. It's fucking ridiculous across the board. But also, you're Steven fucking Crowder. Like, since when are you a fan of anti-government protests? Like, I guess when it's Iran, then he's like, oh man, that's when he remembers it, I think.
Well, and the United States of America needs to stand with the protesters more than just tweeting something out like AOC saying, we stand with you. That's fantastic. Okay. The president just needs to come out and say, hey, we stand with you guys. We're going to stand arm in arm with the protesters here. They're not doing that. That would give great comfort to these people because their life is on the line.
Bro, what's America going to do? Do more sanctions? Like, there's nothing. They're doing it already. They're doing all the worst shit to the Iranian people in general. If you like remove yourself for a second and like think about what America's treatment of Iranian people has been thus far, you literally just made a joke about them being terrorists. 2 jokes, not 1. A box cutter joke and a fucking hijacker joke, while simultaneously being like, oh man, it's like, you know, we got to really defend these guys and their right to protest. They can't even hide it for a second. They just don't give a fuck. Their care and consideration is just simply Iran, Muslim regime, bad. It's not for any sort of like consistent principle that they hold as far as like a conservative regime killing its fucking protesters, because you know these are the conservative guys who wanted the conservative regime to kill protesters in America. That's crazy. This entire coverage is just straight up like everything that I like that America does. When another country does it, if they're brown, I don't like it. But I want America to do it. Like, I want America to do it. If Iran was a Christian white nation, like, Steven Crowder would be like, this is fire. I love that shit. It's so great. That's the future I want to have. As long as it's not under the guise of Islam, and as long as it is not being conducted by brown people, then you're totally on you're totally on board.
Well, actually, let me just take this moment to tell you this is a live show Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we are on, of course, YouTube, but also Rumble. Nothing would make me happier. For those of you right now, you can go over and watch on Rumble. If you don't see us live on YouTube, without us telling you beforehand, we are still streaming live on Rumble and Mug Club. Go subscribe. Spotify, Apple, there's exclusive stuff on audio. We're on all these different platforms because...
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut up.
Or just the right of...
Well, so after his fight in Abu Dhabi, we talked about this. Benil Dariushi actually gave a similar speech, right? Except on a religious front. It wasn't just the protesting, but basically standing up to an authoritarian regime where the protest will actually cost you something.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, protesting in America doesn't cost you anything, totally, except for you will go to jail, and many people have, which if you ask these fucking clown asses, they routinely deny that, but, it is what it is. They've made like 8 fucking brown guys a terrorist jokes so far, by the way, while simultaneously acting like they give a shit about what happens to Iranian people.
Say the wrong 400 people being killed by the parliament saying, yes, Justice Department, do that. Please kill more.
Democratically killed.
Yes, well.
I don't know why this is an argument against democracy in his mind. Like, he's trying to literally say Iran has like a perfect democratic regime, and that regime has democratically decided to fucking execute Iranian protesters. Ironic, because America, you would say, and assume, has a theoretical democracy, and that country, America, has capital punishment, just like Iran does, and has actually enacted capital punishment, something that Steven Crowder is 100% on board with. America also beats the shit and brutalizes its protesters regularly. Another thing that this motherfucker is on board with. I don't get what he's saying. Like, he's just not even making. He's not making a single coherent and consistent take here. It's just they're just openly admitting it. They literally are openly admitting that it's just, we like all the things that Iran is doing. We want it to happen in America, but under the banner of like white Christianity. Then it's good. If it's not under that banner, then it's bad.
And by the way, hey, please, if you're on YouTube right now, hit the like button.
Oh my God, he's like constantly begging for all this shit. Holy fuck, I'm losing it. Now our pain at the top of the hour. Bitch, that comes once for 60 minutes. This is a 12-minute video, and he's like begged you to fucking follow him on Rumble, like and subscribe, leave a fucking comment for half the goddamn video, dummy. This is a 12-minute video, and like 3 of those 7 minutes so far has been selling you a mug or selling you some other shit. You're literally staring at the face of someone who is like unironically going absolute bananas on a fucking 6-minute clip and saying it's the same when you do it.
We're going to wear an armband, or an inconsequential armband for one person. Just the captain of the team wears that armband, by the way. So one guy running around with it. But FIFA actually said, well, no, you're not going to do that. And if you do, we'll give you a yellow card and give you a fine.
Dude, come on, Steve. Go ahead. Defend LGBT rights, dude. Come on, Steve. I can't. Oh, no. When it's against Qatar, he's like, oh, dude, holy shit. Wait, there's no way he's going to do it, right? There's no way.
Like, and one day before, I'm not kidding, one day before, they're saying, we will absolutely do this. And then Harry Kane actually was one of the guys who was supposed to do it. I don't know. Did you already bring up? Yeah, Harry Kane looking tough right there with his one love.
Honestly, I just thought he was a soccer player.
And then they decided,
yeah, they're
That's
gay.
not their normal
Soccer.
uniform?
Yeah, soccer players are gay. Unlike me, Steven Crowder, a beacon of heteronormative masculinity. You know what I mean?
This is the thing. Also, keep in mind, this is not. There are a couple of other layers to this story. 6,500 migrant workers died constructing these stadiums, facilities in Qatar.
Steven Crowder on board with labor rights? What? Steven Crowder on an anti-slavery arc? What's going on here? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's because fucking Qatar is doing it. That's right. That's the reason. Yeah, it's the fucking brown Muslim boys doing it. That's why he hates it now. That's awesome.
I'm willing to bet that some of them are indentured servants, just so people don't know. Yeah. More slaves on Earth right now than ever in recorded history. Over 40 million. We've talked about that in the past.
Wait, yeah. A fat chunk of slavery happening on Earth is happening in the American carceral system. What the fuck is he saying right now? Hello? Bro, that's us, man. We're doing it. You love that shit. When we're doing it, you LARPing ass motherfucker living in Austin, Texas, acting like you're an American. What the fuck? It would be a really funny video to look at like every single thing he's said so far and then just like compare like from Steven Crowder's like coverage of America. You know what I mean? Steven Crowder on Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see. This is just one of his bits that he did about Colin Kaepernick, where he said it's like when Kaepernick said that like the draft system is like slave markets. 49ers Colin Kaepernick idiotically protest national anthem because Black Lives Matter, ? Okay, this is louderwithcrowder.com. Video is unavailable and private. Wait, why is the video unavailable and privatized now? It's private. Probably because like every one of his fucking videos that he does on any matter, unfortunately, has to get privated later on because he gets his entire channel demonetized because it's full of fucking racist bullshit. Oh, that's so good. Couple things here. Cap seems to be a little confused on the civil rights protest shtick. Merely sitting down does not a valid point make. I know, it's confusing. See, Rosa Parks isn't revered merely for sitting down, bro, for actually advancing the cause of black rights in America. You're just a dumbass. Get it now, bro? You're literally against black rights in America. So that's one. That's Steven Crowder on shitting on Colin Kaepernick. Clueless Colin Kaepernick owned on Louder with Crowder.
Yes, Steven. How are you?
I don't, even though I don't agree with you, I'm certainly sympathetic. But they've raised issues, and I would feel this way, on how you've chosen to go about raising awareness for them.
He's saying this is Colin Kaepernick, like he's owning him. So you got him fucking shitting on Colin Kaepernick, obviously. What else did he talk about? Like gay rights. Black Lives Matter is a domestic terrorist organization. Changed my mind. Okay, that's cool. Whew. I would love to know what Steven Crowder has to say about prison labor. That would be so sick. It'll be a little bit harder to find, but because he's clearly against it here. I mean, indentured servitude is completely unacceptable here, but he thinks it's justified. There's a video on Rumble about it. No, fuck Rumble. There's got to be a fucking YouTube version of this shit. God damn, dude. I can't find anything. You're just mad you couldn't detain her first as forced labor for the state of California? No, he's talking about forced labor as a bad thing here because, again, it is someone that he is against doing forced labor. He is not against forced labor. You're misunderstanding this. You're like, he will always say forced labor is bad when it's China doing it. He'll say forced labor is bad when it's Kamala Harris doing it. He will never say forced labor is bad when it's the American white supremacist prison industrial complex doing it. You're misunderstanding. You are going to find him shitting on indentured servitudes and Kamala Harris doing forced labor in prisons. But that is the entire fucking principle behind Steven Crowder's lack of principle, which is that it's only bad when he can use it as a talking point against people that he disagrees with. This is called virtue signaling. That's the point I'm making, is that Steven Crowder only cares about these things as long as he can say, like, look, the people that we hate are doing it. I've never heard this America-obsessed Canadian fuck talk about the American prison system in similar ways, unless it's just to say the Democrats are bad. That's what it is. It's virtue signaling. That is actually virtue signaling. When people say, I'm virtue signaling or concern trolling, when I talk about issues that I genuinely do care about, that I consistently criticize people that are supposed to be functionally on my side on, that's not virtue signaling or concern trolling. That's just a legitimate concern I have. When I talk about the American prison labor and the treatment of prisoners in the United States of America, and the fact that slavery is allowed to exist in this fucking country, I am making a legitimate argument against it. Steven Crowder does not care. Just like what you just saw with respect to Steven Crowder shitting on Colin Kaepernick over and over again for protesting the American government by disrespecting the national anthem and the flag, while simultaneously saying it's a wonderful, beautiful thing that the Iranian guys are doing it to their own government. Why? Because he doesn't like the Iranian government. And the reason why he doesn't like the Iranian government is not because the Iranian government is conservative and fundamentalist, because we know he wants it to be a conservative and fundamentalist white Christian government here. He just doesn't like it because they're fucking brown and Muslim. That's why. That's the reason why he doesn't like it. There is no consistency in his rhetoric. There's no consistency in his perspective. I've never seen prison labor being spoken about on any of these conservative podcasts. Yeah.
Do something about slavery now. When people talk about the evil history of America and slavery, and of course, slavery is a stain on our history. Mm-hmm. Make no mistake about that. Everyone here, right? Do we all agree anti-slavery? Dave, don't know. No joke. We're all anti-slavery. With Jokes on Mug Club. Yes, we're all anti-slavery.
I also have an uncle slavery.
It still, still happens. It still happens today.
Yeah. Wait, but he's not talking about prison slavery. He's not.
By the way, the country who has liberated more slaves than any in the history of mankind but they won't wear an armband because that might offend an emerging market, just like with the NBA.
Yeah, America gets credit for liberating the slaves, but no credit for bringing over said slaves. I wonder why Americans liberated the most slaves. How did they get there? How did they get there, man?
A lot of companies out there that present themselves as right-wing are really just fleecing you. Not all of them. We have some great people we work with. Of course, Walther, of course, Good Rancher, of course.
Bro, this entire thing is an ad. That's crazy. Yo, this motherfucker has literally only talked. Wow, I haven't watched Steven Crowder in a while. This is a 12-minute ad, bro. He just like sold 11 different properties here that he owns. Mug Club, fucking Rumble, like and subscribe. Like, that's just it.
Yeah.
We keep them very limited because we know these people, we know where they line up, and that's why we ask that you support them. If I put my stamp on it, it means that I am vouching for the integrity of the company. But you know,
now he's just like defending his sponsorships. Okay, I can't watch this. This is so bad.